Good day, Sanbonani Dumelang. Welcome to the Minds Over Matter podcast. Like you know, my name is Kitumile Molekwa, and today we have yet another touching topic whereby we will be discussing something that affects mainly children, and then when we look at statistics in South Africa, you realize that about 64.5 children are growing up without their biological fathers. So today we have a guest who will be sharing with us her experiences, both being in growing up in a family whereby the dad was there, but the relationship was not as good as a father-daughter relationship is supposed to be. And also after growing up and having a child of her own, the son also has to go through the same thing. So I don't want to waste any more time. With me today, I want to welcome Koketso Teku on our studio.
Hi, Kasi Lifestyle viewers. My name is Koketso Teko. I'm a boy mom. I live in Pretoria, and I'm here to discuss the effects of absent fathers or absent parents in their children's lives and how it impacts them at a young age and at a later stage, and how absent parenting also affects the parent that stage.
Dumelang hape. With me now, I have Koketso, like I said earlier on. She is a boy mom, and she's a mom to a 12-year-old son that which she's raising alone. And today we want to discuss that and also a few of her early life experiences that she's willing to share with us today here on our studio. Welcome again to the Kasi Lifestyle Minds Over Matter podcast. Ms. Teku, welcome to our podcast, and I'm very delighted to have you this evening, to share your story with us. And we're very grateful that you were able to honor our invite when we invited you over to our studio. Thank you. You can already have introduced yourself, so I think we can just go straight into what are the effects of having a dad in your life who's present, that you see him every day, but you feel like there's no proper relationship between you guys, and you feel like it's not your safe space. As a girl child, when you grow up, you wish that you have that person, that one male figure that you're able to run to whenever things are hitting hard at the streets, but unfortunately for you, you did not get to experience that side of your parent. How did it affect you when you were still young, and then how does it also affect you now that you are old and now that you have a child of your own?
Okay, when I was young, I didn't see it as a problem, because he was always in the house and we lived together. So he was always there, he was always cheering me up. Well, there are moments where he seemed like he's there, but in actual reality he was not. Because when I was growing up, there are things whereby you need to hear from your father. There are things that your father should teach you as a girl child. I think the problem that I had was my view of men, because a father is supposed to protect you. So I felt like I had to fight my own fights. If I go to him and tell him, "Oh, mama wants wenya," and stuff, like he would be like, okay, so what should I do? What if I get there and then they beat me up or they shoot me?" So he made me get used to me fighting for myself. I had to fight my own battles. I had to fight my own fights. No one taught me, okay, Wanaga, this is how men are. This is the kind of men that you will meet. And it was a problem while growing up. So I grew up, he was there in the house full time. But emotionally, he was really not. He was not present. And when I grew up, it affected me to the point whereby you seek validation in wrong places, because you don't know a father's love. So whatever that a person gives you, go in the streets, you will see it as love because you don't know love from home. So that's how I met most of my toxic boyfriends and stuff, because I did not know what real love from a man was. So anything to me that was given to me from the streets was love. So yeah, it affected on me, on how I viewed myself as well, and how I viewed men as a whole. So it really affected me.
No, it's very, because I can relate to what you're saying. Basically, generally, when I look back to where I'm coming from, I'm also one of the victims of that, and I promise you it's not nice. And then you did make mention of your choices in men. That is that the main thing that was mostly affected at your later age, to say that you cannot distinguish if this is real love or this is not real love. Whatever it is that a man comes and then wants to give out, you would kindly take in. You did not realize that, no, actually this is not real life, because you don't know the real love, what real love is from home. And then now that you are a mom, and then you are raising a child of a different gender. You said you have a son who is now a teen, getting there. He's 12. So it means that you're also having a lot on your shoulders, because now you yourself did not experience the father's love, to say that even though your baby daddy is not there, maybe if you also had that love from your dad, you'd be able to stretch out to your son and be able to give him the proper advices, as a mom, even though the dad is not there. So how do you think it affects you now as a mom?
It's really difficult, because one thing that I have realized is that I cannot be a mother and a father to my child. I can only be a mother. So I just try by all means to be there for my child, to create a safe space, to give him love, from the love that I am capable of giving, because I cannot overextend myself. I can't overcompensate, so because it's going to exhaust me. I can't play a father role, so I can only play my role, which is a mother role. And it was very difficult to come to terms with it. I became a single mother unexpectedly, because the person was there. He was present from birth, I think, until my son was 8. Yeah, and then after he turned 8, he started being inconsistent, and I had to figure things out on my own. So I don't have any clue on how boys are raised, because at home it's only girls. I have a brother, but we didn't grow up in the same homestead. So I didn't know how. I still don't. I just wake up and just be a mother, So I just try by all means to be there for my child, to not make him feel like he's lacking anything. Because the minute you abandon a child, they ask themselves, what's wrong with me? What did I do to my mom, or what did I do to my dad for him or her to leave me? So it's very hard, but I try.
I want to know, in terms of behavior, as now he's growing older. Obviously, at school they do talk. When they are peers, they talk about my dad. There's my dad. That I was with my dad. We're going out with my dad and all. So, in terms of his behavior, do you feel like he's already feeling the absence of his dad in his life? Or, like you said, that you give him the love that you know how to, and you try by all means to make sure that he lacks nothing. And then, but obviously children, they question themselves, and unfortunately sometimes kids are not as brave as adults, so they question themselves, but they can't come to you and ask you questions. So do you feel like his behavior is somehow affected by the father's choice of not being there in his life? Or maybe your son is like, he is already in terms with the fact that dad doesn't want to be part of my life?
Okay, with behavior, he started, there was a time whereby he was misbehaving, and I'm one person that really observes. I know my child, so he was really misbehaving. So I often tell people that I don't believe that kids are getting bana ba about or bana ba stood okay hona le bonoti bo le ba ngwana but hona le mole ya hore ngwana ha utlwe. I don't believe hore in biao. I believe that every behavior of a child stems from somewhere. So I'm someone, I go to therapy a lot. So I know, okay, fine, if a child behaves in a manner that I don't understand, then there's something wrong. So he was starting to misbehave. I think he did not come to terms with our breakup at the time. So I had to take him to a psychologist, and then that's where they explained, okay, this is why he's behaving like this. So I try by all means to make him open. Like if he wants to tell me something, I created a safe space for my child. So right now we haven't gotten to an age whereby he keeps things from me. So whatever that he's feeling, he comes to me and tell me, mama, this is how I feel. Today this is what happened, because before the school closed, a few days back, he told me that they had the father conversation with his friends at school, and then he kept on, like, each and every question that they asked him, he kept on saying, I don't know. And then he came to me and I was like, okay, next time when your friends bring the topic again, just tell them I'm not comfortable with speaking about this. Until you're comfortable to share whatever that you want to share, you will just tell them I'm not comfortable. You can participate in other topics, but this one you can just stand it out. So behavior, I wouldn't say it's bad, but I will not erase the fact that it hurts him. It really hurts him because he was there. He knows him. He was there. They were close. So I can't say that it does not hurt him. It hurts him, yes, but I try to be there for him.
It's really a good thing that now you were able to create a safe space for your child to be able to talk, because especially as African parents, sometimes we ignore certain things, we ignore certain topics because we are not used to the culture of openness from back when we were raised, from where we're coming from. When a child starts speaking and then they feel like, okay, this child is disrespectful and stuff, so they would always shut us out. So I'm very glad that now at this age and time we have mothers like you, or parents like you, who are able to say it's okay to speak about your feelings. It's okay to not want to participate in topics, when your peers are communicating. It goes to show that you are not erasing your son's emotions. You prioritize that, which is a good thing. So in terms of you did make mention that you broke up, and then that he was there before that, and then when the relationship between you and him was not stable enough, he also decided to not take care of the child as much as he used to, right? So I want to hear from your side, because personally I believe that dads sometimes, it's not like they run away or because they can't afford or anything. Sometimes they're being spiteful because they can't get to you. So they feel like, maybe let me just not do the things that I used to, so that this person can keep on communicating with me, asking me. I think it also goes back to attention seeking, to say this person now, they saw that you've seen them for who they are, and you were able to stand up for yourself to say, I can't go on with this relationship. So do you also believe that the absenteeism of dads or deadbeat fathers, it's also affected by the fact that they cannot let go of the mother or of the relationship?
I can say that is correct. Yeah, in most cases it's like that, because the fathers would want to use maintenance money to control the mother of the child. They will do it to be spiteful to the mother. They will do it to punish the mother. Most men that do not support the kids, it's not that they don't have money or they can't take care of their child because they don't work. It's because they're trying to punish the mother, because they can't control the mother anymore. So if they can't control you as the mother, then they will use finances to control you, which is why we have to run around maintenance courts and seeking maintenance for our kids. And even if when you take them to maintenance, they will see it as you are fighting with them. They will see it as war. And it's not war. You just want what's
Best for
what's
your
best for
child.
your child. You know, we brought this child on this earth together. So why must one parent take care of the child alone while you work, while you have money, you know? So it's not that mothers want to fight with the fathers, no. They just want what's best for their children. That's all.
Yes. So what you just said now, so a short story about my life. So I do have a child who doesn't have who has like an absent dad. The guy has never met the child. The guy has never been there for the child until today. My child is turning 3, but because of, I'm not too sure if it's fear or if it's this thing of how people talk about maintenance, because they do mention that it's a very emotional journey, because things are not easy. Sometimes you go to court, he doesn't pitch sometimes. So I want you to like, what can you say to a mom like myself who's there raising a child alone, and I know that dad is working. I know that he can make means of being there for the child, but he chose not to. Would you encourage me to still go ahead with the maintenance, or do you believe that if I'm able to maintain the child, then I can just ignore the maintenance cost? Because I know there's a lot. I know it's not only me. There's other women who are not going through the maintenance court because they are scared of the emotional journey that they have to pass through. So I want you to just encourage or discourage it, to say, is maintenance, going to maintenance court, good, or is it just, you can do without it?
I will always vouch for maintenance court, because I believe that it's unfair for the parent that stayed to support the child alone while the other parent is working and has the means to take care of the child, so I will always vouch for it. But it's the journeys are not the same. My journey was very short, so it was so short because I applied in 2023 November. We went to court in March
Of 2024.
of 2024, yes. And I think 3 or 2 weeks later we went back because they wanted documents. And after we got there, everything was finalized, so it was not a long journey. So, but other people will tell you that my journey took years or it took a year. So I would say, if you want to, and I think maintenance causes it's a personal choice. You don't have to listen to someone telling you go to maintenance court or don't go to maintenance court. You know how your finances are, you know where you stand, and you know your struggles. So if you want to go, you can. But if you feel like you can take care of your child, then it's okay. You can still just take care of your child, yes. But for me, if you know that you are carrying a lot on your own, just go to maintenance court and just stick through the journey. It's gonna end in either way, our journeys will never be the same. So mine was so short. Other people's journeys are very long. So you know yourself, you know your struggles. If you want to go, you can go. If you feel like, okay, I can do this on my own, then you can.
We are having a heartfelt conversation this evening with Koketo, and I believe that we are getting a lot of the insights of single parenting and growing up in a family whereby you have your dad, but emotionally the dad is disconnected. So I think it's something that is affecting most of our Black families at this point, especially our generation. Most of us are raising children alone. It's not only women. We also have single dads that are raising children alone. You find that the mom has nowhere to be found, or the mom is decided not to be part of their children's life. So what I've learned today from the conversation is that at the end of the day, the children are the ones who are affected by this whole thing. So if you're a dad and then you think maybe you are being spiteful to the mother of your child, by not being part of the child's life. From this evening, you should know that it doesn't necessarily affect the person that you think is fighting. It's basically affecting an innocent soul, which is the child, and that time the child doesn't even know anything about your fights with your baby mama or your baby daddy. So Gogozo, I'm very glad that you joined us this evening. I know that there's just a lot that we can talk about, under this topic, because it's something that you're facing every day of your life. Parenting, there's no break. Once you're in it, there's no break. So it's something that you can sit here and talk about all the challenges that you face each and every day being a single parent. Not even financially, you can even have money, you can have finances, but there's also aspects in a child's life that needs both parents to sit down and discuss, especially now that we're raising children. Most of our kids, they live with disabilities. We have children who are living with autism. We've got children who are living with ADHDs. So such things, they are better off when you have someone that you are able to connect to and have the same understanding, have the same emotional feeling towards, and to see that, okay, this is our child. How can we go forward helping this child, So, yeah, Babuhedi, we are almost going to the end of our podcast, but before we leave, I would like Koketso to just tell us, Horim, what is it that you are doing? Besides, I'm not talking about your personal work. I know that you can be sacred. You wouldn't maybe want to share that, but because I can hear that you were articulated, I can hear that you're a person who can be able to help people. What are you doing besides working? How do you help people? How do you engage with people? Just you in general, just to know a little bit about you. Like, I'm sneaking a bit into your life. Sorry about that. Yeah.
Okay, I am an accounting graduate. I graduated in 2022, and I'm doing my honors in accounting now. I also own a clothing brand. This one, Akimoto Fela.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Wait. Oh, sorry. You did not tell me about that. So and it's AMF.
Yes, it's Akimoto Fela.
Woo.
So it's an affirmation,
Yeah.
So and also, I am a mental health advocate. So I help here and there, like by giving advice to people who are mentally challenged, not
yes,
that are struggling with mental health
issues. Yeah.
So because I struggle with it for quite some time, so that is why I say, like, I will always vouch for therapy. Yeah, I love therapy because, like, I think I'm where I'm at because of God and therapy. I pray a lot. I'm also a keynote speaker. If maybe you want me to talk about, because I have lived.
Yes,
I have experienced things.
It's a good thing that you're here and you're talking about all these things, because for a single mom, you've mentioned quite a few things, that which, when people get into motherhood, they feel like my dreams are dead, but now that you're mentioning the things that you have achieved and the things that you're still working on, to better yourself, it's encouraging for single mothers out there to say, guys, this is something that you don't plan, it happens, but you can still move. You can still move from it and make something out of yourself, But you were saying,
yes,
a keynote speaker.
Yes, I'm a keynote speaker as well. So I also have an experience with narcissism, because the person that I was in a relationship with has narcissistic traits. So I can't say he's a narcissist. I would say he has narcissistic.
Yeah, because you can't diagnose.
Yes, I can't diagnose. So so I also, like, speak about that, on how to notice one, how to start your healing journey, and how to navigate through your healing journey, because it's not easy. So I also, like, if they call me to be a keynote speaker, they will maybe tell me, or okay, you will speak about this topic. So I have, like, a lot of things that I have experienced that I share with people, because I believe that my stories are relatable to a lot of women. And I'm for women's empowerment. I love women so much. I'm for women empowerment. So that is why, like, I love women who go to school, you know, who go and study, who chase their dreams. So I'm for that, you know. So I will always encourage young women to go to school. Don't have kids because you will be sitting on this couch explaining your single motherhood. So yeah, I would always like just chase your dreams before anything else, you know.
Yeah. No, it seems like guys, because now she's talking about narcissism, and I know a lot of people are dealing with narcissists or people who have the traits or characteristics of a narcissist. So we'll talk about that now that you're here. Now that you're mentioning it, I'm thinking, this is something that people are living with on a daily basis, and then we hardly ever speak about it, you know. Guys, we thank you for joining in this evening. We thank you so much for viewing. I know that you guys are subscribing. We've seen that you're subscribing, you're liking, you're sharing our videos, you're engaging in all our social media platforms, and I'd like to thank you so much for that, because we feel like we are going to be able to reach a lot of people, and our sittings are going to make a huge difference in our communities. You know, like I've mentioned, that we are Kasi Lifestyle. We focus on issues affecting the communities. So yeah, our topic today was absent fathers, and then fathers who are there living with their kids on a daily basis but are disconnected emotionally, and they are not involved in the emotional development of their children. With me tonight, I was joined in by Koketso Teko, who is a beautiful mom to a 12-year-old. She's a boy mom, so yeah, you know, she's a bit tough now because now she has to raise a boy, you know. So thank you so much, Koketo, for joining in, and I hope that we're gonna be seeing a lot of you here. Good night. You can say bye to our viewers.
Thank you so much for having me. I can't wait to see you guys again.
Thank you.